everybody, it's Charlie from DM Sound, and today we've got the sound system demo on the 2023 Toyota Prius and its 8-speaker upgraded JBL audio system. This is going to be an in-depth review. We're going to take a look at how the infotainment system works, take a look at audio inputs, adjustments, and controls, take a look at speaker locations, and then we're going to head out on the road and listen to these sample tracks while we're rolling, and I'll give you my thoughts at the end. Now, if you don't care about any of that stuff at the beginning and you just want to hear the music, click ahead in the video. We've got chapters to get you right to the tunes. And if you want to hear even more and you want to hear quote-unquote real licensed copyright music, check the link below for our members-only sound test. I can't play real songs, if you will, copyrighted songs, because I won't make any money from this video, but we've got the members-only sound test, so you pay a little bit, and I play the songs you want to hear a little bit more on the system. So if you want to do that and support the channel, check the link below. Now before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. The regular Prius here in another grayscale color. I've driven and reviewed the Prius Prime with its 8-speaker JBL audio system, but I wanted to test this one just to make sure there weren't any differences. And well, we'll kind of spoil it a little bit. They do sound pretty identical, but it's always better to make sure. However, if you do want to see more on the Prius or Prius Prime in general, check the link below. We've got a fuel economy test on this one, as well as full reviews on both of the ones we've driven. Now, we always do these tests with lossless, uncompressed WAV files on a USB stick plugged directly into the system, and high-quality Roland binaural microphones in both of my ears, giving you the most realistic audio system demo on YouTube. We also do the test with the sound settings set to their factory defaults, just as the audio engineers intended, so let's take a look at those now. The 12.3-inch infotainment screen here, I always forget to turn the brightness up on these. For some reason, oh no, this one is all the way up. Alright, it's just looking a little dim. If you want to see a breakdown on how this screen works and the gauge cluster right there, check the link below for our infotainment breakdown. But let's go down to settings, and to sound and media, and sound tuning, where we're greeted with adjustments for treble, mid-range, and bass. Let's go through those. Average range of adjustment there. I find my preference with the system is to drop bass down about one spot or so, and that's about it. Depending on what I'm listening to, maybe take treble down as well, but I find the mid-ranges to come through a little too harsh in this system. Below that, we've got adjustment for front, rear, left, right, fader, and balance. You can move this dot all around the cabin, focus your music where you want it to be. And up in levels, above that, you have an auto sound levelizer. This will adjust the music and the different volume levels for how fast you're going, but I found in Toyotas that changes the EQ more than I'd like, so I leave those off for evaluating the systems. And that's it for audio adjustments. For audio controls here in the new Prius, you've got a volume knob way over here on the right side. If you're the driver, it's not exactly convenient. I can't reach my hand over there. I have to reach way over, but it's convenient for the passenger, and the driver has a rocker on the left side of the steering wheel. For track selection, no physical track controls here, so if you're, say, in your navigation, there's not going to be any way to change your track from the center screen. That's something to know if you've got a passenger. I've been in situations where I've had a passenger and we're listening to the radio, and he wants to change the radio station, so he goes to the media screen, changes the radio station, but then he doesn't put it back on the navigation, so I have to manually put it back. We're kind of fighting back and forth. But for the driver, fortunately, you got track adjustment on the right side of the wheel here. For audio inputs in the Prius, you've got your standard AM, FM, Sirius XM satellite radio support. Do we have HD radio? Let's see. Yes, HD radio support there. You've got Bluetooth streaming, USB-C down there, support for wired and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and you have Apple Music and Amazon Music streaming built right into the car. Does that mean you're missing? Well, no Spotify streaming or any of the other streaming services, but hey, it's cool to have two of those built in. No USB-A port, so make sure you got yourself some sort of adapter. And no 3.5mm auxiliary input jack, but not the end of the world on that one. Speaker locations. As I said, this is an 8-speaker system. Starting at the bottom left, you've got sort of a door woofer there, 1, mid-range and tweeter up top there, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the other side. And in the back, you've got kind of a mid-range woofer there going on, 7 and 8. little disappointing not to have a subwoofer in this model. That would go a long way. Okay, I'm gonna get this stuff put away and we're gonna head out on the road.
I really appreciate how we go from simpler tracks to more complex tracks with this sound system playlist, because initially you listen to the kind of just high-end, low-end, like drum and bass sort of music, and you're like, okay, and we got a little decent amount of bass response on this. It sounded pretty good. I'm enjoying it. But then we get into that traveling symphony, and you're wondering, okay, where are some of the instruments? I'm missing some of the depth of this music. Then we get into this Homeworld collapse, and certain elements of the music are coming through too harsh, and we're not getting enough of the other elements, and the song just sounds off. So that really humanizes the system and it gives it a stress test. For this next track, we're going to turn the bass all the way up and see what those speakers can do, see if we get any distortion out of here. Okay, so that's actually pretty good. I'm getting some mirror shakage. I mean, it's definitely not a rumbling, feel it in your seat sort of bass, because it's just coming from the door woofers. But if you're listening to average sort of bassy music, it sounds good, and at least we're not getting any sort of bad distortion there. Wrapping up my thoughts on the JBL system here in the normal Prius. It does sound very similar to that of the Prius Prime. I wanted to make sure to test these both because sometimes you get differences between different models, but sounded very similar. It's a great example of one of those average sort of systems that I like to say, it's not going to be offensive, but it's not going to be enjoyable necessarily either. It's going to be very just in the middle. You're going to be able to listen to your favorite music and it's going to sound okay, but nothing about the system is going to wow you. I was a little disappointed in the complexity and the accuracy of more of those complex songs that we listen to. I mean, did I expect too much more at this price point, this number of speakers? Not necessarily. JBL isn't necessarily well known for their kind of bringing out of complex instrumentation in songs, but the power is there. I think a lot of people are at least going to enjoy turning up their more fun sort of music in this car. So it's the epitome of a C system. Nothing really to write home about. It's definitely better than that bass system. It's kind of similar to the GM Boses, where if you like listening to music, you gotta pony up and get this system. Because if you're just stuck with the bass system, you're going to be disappointed. Thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Prius or the Prius Prime, check the link below, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from DM Sound, and as always, drive on.